If you give it a try, at the end of the year, you may put your kid back in school because you'll just say, not working. I didn't like it. He wasn't doing anything, not happy with it, or tried a curriculum. He didn't want to do it. You know, that happens. Um, if you can get beyond that first year and give it a shot for the second year, give me a call and we'll have a consultation and say, hey, what happened? And why do you think this didn't work? And I'll talk to the student, the child, and see what was going on with him and see if we can adjust. Sometimes the parents are so afraid of the child failing. They get so controlling and they make the child miserable and the child rebels and the parent puts on more pressure. And it's just a spiral going downhill until they all throw up their hands and say, school of any kind is better than this. So if it's usually fear, as I say, if you can control your fear by reading books by John Holt and other unschooling types, checking into Galileo XP, educate yourself, and that will help to assuage the fear and the nervousness, the fear of failure. And if you can de-school yourself as a parent, you'll be a much more pleasant homeschooling parent to your children, right? And then they won't feel that stress and you'll be able to talk to them as equals, not as I have to decide what to do and it's my responsibility and you have to do what I say or else we're all going to be in hot water. It's more, I see you as a unique individual. How can I help you? What would you like to be doing? What would you like to be learning? And you do have the backing of a school such as West River. So if you need that support, we can help you to come to some kind of you might say a beginning program of, as I said, how your daily life will look. And maybe let's say we'll do that for 3 months. And then after 3 months, check back in. Let's do another consultation. Let's see how it went. Let's see what we need to tweak, what worked, what didn't work. I can usually kind of see from that what the dynamic is, what's happening, and suggest that we tweak it a little bit and make it so it's more pleasant for people. But if they can't do it and they want to go back to school, we can produce a transcript for them which show that they finished that year and can go into the next year. It's just a simple, English, history, math, science, what grade you want to give. Schools are required to take children back and they get to choose the grade level. But if we present a transcript showing, for example, they completed grade 4, then they can put them back in school and they'll be at grade 5. So there's really no problem with trying it for a year and deciding, interesting experiment, no, and then putting them back in school. That happens. And that's going to happen a lot with this situation with the lockdown. I know in countries such as Ecuador, the schools are closed. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing online. So we have gotten a flood of inquiries from Ecuador, but most of them are just looking for a school, an online, a curriculum. They don't really get that there's another way. So a lot of them, we just say, this is what we do, and they leave. This is what we do, and they're gone because they don't want that. They want a school. As soon as school's open, kids are back there. So we're just filling a gap. But at least they're reaching out. And maybe down the road, they'll decide. If it's not right for them now, fine, you've come, you've gone. But now there's a lot of those kinds of inquiries from people who are just trying to figure out, what do I do with my kids? They're watching television all day. I have to make them do something. Maybe I'll put them in your school. Can you give them a curriculum? No. Okay, bye. So there's a lot of frustration over this whole thing, and people are finding their ways. It's not easy. It's thrust upon them. Then there's some students who are families who are on the verge. They've been talking about homeschooling. They just haven't done it. And this is pushing them over the edge. And they're like, oh, I wanted to do it and now I'm going to try it. Can you help? And they're going to be very successful, most likely, because they just need a little nudge.